Hey folks, I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, and I want to talk to you about consent and speaking with the police. I get calls all the time. All the time. And I'm always amazed by the amount of people that speak to the police and give consent to search and give consent to show up at the police station to talk. And the Supreme Court has ruled that police are allowed to lie to a suspect. Let me ask you this. For anyone who's been arrested, or let's say you haven't been arrested, for everybody, how often does a police officer just walk over to you and start a conversation? Like a total stranger where you have a 10-minute conversation with a police officer. How often does that happen? Doesn't happen very often, does it? A police officer speaks to you when he's investigating a crime, whether you're the victim or you're the perpetrator or the alleged perpetrator, right? I pass cops all the time. Like, did a cop ever walk over to him and go, "Hey man, how you doing?" "Oh, good, yeah." "Oh, what are you doing at the mall today?" "I'm shopping." Like, if he's asking any questions, he's investigating you. He's not doing it because he's a nice guy. Cops only talk to cops. Ask them. They're all members. It's them against us, right? The citizens versus, they're there to protect and serve, but we're either a victim in their minds or we're a perp in their minds, P-E-R-P, perpetrator. There's no it's not. The citizens of Florida are generally victims or perpetrators. There's some good citizens and there's a lot of bad citizens, right? That's their general premise, right? And you can understand that logic because all they do every day is deal with people and they're usually committing crimes. But should you talk to them? So here's an example. Someone knocks on your door. Maybe you're a mom, a dad, an uncle, whatever, big brother, big sister, and says, "Hey, we're looking for your son." I don't know where he is right now. He lives here, correct? He does. "Can we come in?" What should your answer be? No. "Well, ma'am, he's involved in some stuff. We're concerned. We really need to come into the house." No. That's your answer. "Ma'am, if you don't, then we're going to get a warrant." Go get a warrant. "Ma'am, we'd like to search your car." No. "Ma'am, if you have nothing to hide, you'll allow us to search your car." No, I have rights, and I'm going to hide behind them. "Ma'am, we'll go get a dog." Or, "Sir, we'll go get a dog." Go get him. Go get the dog. Their job is to prove your guilt. It's not your job to give them evidence to prove your guilt. Maybe some people go, "He's just helping the criminals." Well, I'm a criminal defense attorney. So you know who the people who pay me? The people who are allegedly guilty of something. Then there's the officer that says, "Sir, ma'am, if you help me with this, I could put in a good word with the judge or the prosecutor." Who gives a crap? Or seriously, who gives a crap what the cop says to the judge or the prosecutor? Can you imagine on like a serious crime, like a drug trafficking case? "Well, Judge, Mr. Drug Dealer was just a hell of a guy. Just a hell of a guy. He was just so nice. I wanted to invite him over. Like right after I arrested him, I was like, maybe I should bond him out. Maybe I should bond him out and bring him and let him hang out with my family and just have a barbecue. Cook the guy some ribs and chicken. Just a heck of a good guy." They don't. Do they have discretion in some cases? Yes. You know what their discretion is? Honestly, it's when you're a snitch. And if you're a snitch, you're not calling my office because I don't handle those cases. So, no offenses to the snitches, but I don't want to. You might get shanked. I don't want to get shanked over that stuff, so I don't do that. But when an officer is asking you, "Well, if you have nothing to hide, then why don't you allow me in? No big deal. I'll be in and I'll be out." I just don't get it, right? You hear everywhere, right? you pick up, you watch Law and Order, you watch any TV show, any movie about the law, right? Don't they always say don't speak to the police? And you have to, in order to consent to search or typical domestic violence. Ma'am, sir, Susie or John just told me that you did, and I just want to hear your version. Where are you? I'll come meet you. What? Remember I did the video recently, 2 ears, 2 eyes, 1 mouth. Keep your mouth shut. Just keep your mouth shut. If you don't cooperate, your kids can be taken from you, man. Oh my goodness, I can't even tell you how many times clients have told me that. Do you even respond to that? Because I gotta imagine, like, most people would get upset, right? You talk about taking my kids, I didn't do anything, whatever, like the drama that comes with that. Don't say anything. Let them do what they have to do. It's their job to prove. Before your kids are taken, it's clear and convincing evidence. There's a hearing, there's due process. Ain't no one taking your kids. I'll go get a search warrant if you don't let me in. Go get it. Are you gonna write that yourself? I mean, I would think it might. I wouldn't say it. Are you gonna write that affidavit yourself, or is the state attorney's office gonna help you? Just make sure you get it accurate, because my attorney's gonna attack it. And that's where the good word comes in, folks, right? Are you worried? Hey, that officer put in a good word for me. No, he won't. He doesn't care about you. Doesn't like you. He's arresting you. They might act nice to you at times, and they might act mean to you, right? There's different types of people. But they're not your friend. Understand they are not your friend. Probation's not your friend, right? DCF is not your friend. State trooper's not your friend. The judge isn't your friend. The prosecutor's not your friend. And they're not my friends either. Like, that's the reality. I tell people, as a defense attorney, I can hope for some respect, a call back, and a debate. No judge is going, Foley's on the case, let me just dismiss this because he's a hell of a guy or he's a great attorney. That doesn't happen. Every case, you got to fight your battle. And if you don't fight, then you're a sellout for your clients. And I see all your comments about all the sellouts. There's a hell of a lot of them, apparently. But stop consenting. Keep your mouth shut. You can be polite. You can listen. So I had someone that called me the other day, and they said, hey, I was involved in, I don't know, it's like an argument, a fight, however you want to verbalize it. And the cops came to, I don't know, like his house or whatever, and he wasn't there. And he said, well, do you think I should call them or go there and tell them, like, hey, look, and I was at that party and this is what went down? And I was like, are you special? Like, do you have are you mentally challenged where you're in a slower class? Why would you do that? You're gonna go tell them your version of the story? You just, it was over. So you were at the party. Now you just put them, they have to prove all these things, right? It's a bunch of elements. It's a bunch of, just think of a recipe, guys, right? This is the best way to think about criminal defense. It's a recipe. So let's say you're cooking something, it's got 10 ingredients. They have to prove every ingredient. So they got to go to Publix and they got to buy every ingredient. In criminal defense, they got to provide testimony, physical evidence of each element. And if they don't have that, they can't be successful in sustaining a conviction. So why would you give them that? Why? Just think about that. If there was a mugger coming down the street, and you heard the mugger talking to his buddies as he's coming, he goes, man, I got this great gun, but I don't have any bullets. Man, I couldn't do anything. I got a gun that doesn't work. I don't have any bullets. And you happen to have some bullets. And the guy comes over to you and goes, let me get that chain. Let me get your wallet. And you're thinking, like, you haven't got no bullets, buddy. And then he says, I see you got some bullets. Can I have them? And you go, okay. And you give him a bullet. It's like, right, you would have to be special. You'd have to be disabled. it seems like, and again, 20 years of doing this, people feel compelled to explain themselves to a police officer. Like a police officer holds some sort of weight or authority over you. An officer only holds authority if he's arresting you for a crime. You don't have to speak to him. You can be courteous. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to call them names. They can't comment in a case about whether you chose to invoke your Fifth Amendment privilege, right? If you remain silent, they can't go, well, I asked him all these questions and an innocent man would tell me what had happened, but he didn't, so I knew it. They're not allowed to do that. What they're allowed to do is lie to you, to try to convince you, to interrogate you, to pressure you, to scare you. They're allowed to do all those things. And they do. And you keep doing the same stuff. So listen, consent to search, consent to talking, stop. Just listen. And if an officer is going to arrest you, he's going to arrest you. You can't win that battle in the street. You can't. His good word means squat. The word that matters is what the judge decides on your motion to suppress, or what your defense attorney convinced a prosecutor of in regards to leniency or dismissing the case, or what your attorney says to get the case dismissed, or to fight the case, or to bring up defenses. That's the word that's important. So remember that. Be nice to your attorney. Anyway, I'm attorney Roger P. Foley. You know what I do. I know what you do. And I just ask that you don't consent and keep your mouth shut. Have a great day. See ya.